Why is it so bright in Wales? Right, let's turn that down. Oh, yes, boy, that's way better. Thank God for curtains. Let's just stick it that way. Oh. Evening. Let's try and figure this out. Let's try and figure this out logically. Evening, campers, it's me, Kieran, and I, as you can see from this lovely screenshot, was tagged by Grace from GK Reads. I'm so bored. In all seriousness though, please do check out Grace's channel. She has a really good book sense. It's similar to myself. It's fantastic. All her videos are great. She's recently done one, which I'm going to link specifically below, where she does a personality test and see what books she should read based on that. Really interesting. It's just a really good video, so please, 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 please do check it out. Simply, this is the stay at home book tag, where I'm going to answer questions based on staying at home because of COVID. It's a quarantine, in case you haven't noticed. So let's get in. Question 1. Laying in bed, what book could you read in a day? Now, people might know that I'm a notoriously slow reader. Therefore, I can't pick out chunky books like most people. Therefore, I am going with Light Boxes by Shane Jones, which is an exquisitely small book which borders on magic realism and fantasy. It's just a real precious book. I've had a look through YouTube and no one's actually done a review on this, which I'm really upset about. This book is about a town that's troubled because the month of February has completely disappeared, so is stuck in a state of constant winter. And there's a girl who they are trying to find who smells of honey and smoke and it seems to be the only answer to where February has gone. It's just a fantastic little read. It's got these little like cryptic little pages. It's really fantastic. I just read on the back that only 500 copies were released originally and it's just spread through word of mouth. But honestly, if you can get a copy of this, I highly recommend it. It's a little quirky little read and ooh, it's really good. It's really damn. Question 2. Snuck in a guilty pleasure book. It's Cartmelk the Third with Satan Burger. Interdimensional vaginas. I'll say it again. Interdimensional vaginas. There's nothing more I can say about this. The more that I talk about Cartmelk the Third's books, the odder and bizarrer it gets. Definitely a guilty pleasure. It's definitely a guilty pleasure. Netflix, a series you want to begin, and it has to be the 5th season by M.K. Jemisin. I've not heard a bad thing about these books. My wife bought these. No, she bought the first one, I want to say about a year ago, and within 3 weeks had read the lot, was completely engrossed, and still to this day, I said it's like one of the best series that she's ever invested time into. I don't really know much about what they're about, but word of mouth just completely sells me. And just to kind of recommend another book too, but it's the TBR Diaries. She talks about M.K. Jemisin, and again, there's people who read her books seem to have like a real passion for what she's doing, and that like utterly sells me. Like if you have passion for a book, that's the first thing that's going to make me want to read it, like completely. I think the only thing that's putting me off is the sci-fi element. I don't really read a lot of sci-fi. The closest I've got to sci-fi is Philip K. Dick, which I enjoyed, but I suppose I've just never really got on with sci-fi. So please, if you have any like sci-fi recommendations or fantasy, equally a genre I'm really not interested in, please let me know. I know there's going to be books that buck the trend on that, and especially with BookTube, I'm finding that I need to be more open to reading. So yeah, please do like let me know. But definitely a series I need to get on. I don't know how to do any more transitions, but Deep Clean, a book that's been on your TBR for a very long time. It has to be Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie. I personally chose to study Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses for my undergraduate and postgraduate, and the more I read it, the more I love it. I love the history behind this book. Do I enjoy the controversy? It's definitely an element. It was a reason why I picked the book up to begin with. But this one has such a reputation for being incredible, and it won the Booker of Booker Awards. I'm scared to jump into this. It's long, and I know with Salman Rushdie, I've read other books by him, and I just haven't clicked with them in the right way. Like The Golden House, what a boring book that was. Really boring. Quichotte equally was okay, but this one I'm just nervous about. My worry is that I just won't like it, and I'll just have to trudge through it, which is what I've done with the other books. So reluctant. I just need to pick it up. I need to pick it up. This book is actually one of the reasons why I started my Man Booker project, which was to read all the winners, to kind of spur me along to actually picking it up and reading it. But if you've read this or heard anything about it, please do let me know. I really want to have like a deep dive on this one. But yeah, definitely one that needs to be read by 2020. End of 2020, expect this to be read. You hear that, Kieran? You hear that to yourself. You promised yourself. Animal Crossing, a book you bought because of the hype. I'm really unsure if this counts, but since starting booktube, I've been recommended this over and over and over again. And it took supposedly fun to make me buy this book. So thank you very much, Greg, from Supposedly Fun. Again, another channel please do check out if you're not following him. Only Ishiguro I have ever read is Never Let Me Go, and I loved it. I'm really unsure why I've not picked up more of his books, based on the fact how much I really enjoyed the story, the pace, what was going on. But Remains the Day, I believe, is about a butler who goes on a leisurely holiday. I really don't know anything about. I know that Grace of GK reads, because I watch her videos and so should you, has this book on her TBR. So this is an open invitation, Grace, that if you want to buddy read this with me, please hit me up. Please hit me up. Because I just know so many people have raved about this book, and I feel the same as her. I should have just read this. I feel as though I've just kind of wasted time not picking this up. The next question I really struggle with, because I feel as though it forces you to go for a non-fiction answer, but I just don't read non-fiction because I just don't enjoy it. But it's Productivity, a book that had an impact on you? And the only one I can think of is The Overstory by Richard Powers, from the fact that after I read this, I planted 2 trees in my garden, and I just love trees. I never used to go in the garden because I'm ginger and I burn. But I finished this and I was like, you know what, we need to plant a bloody tree. I don't know if this answers the question, because it's had an impact on me in the fact that I'm more aware of trees and nature and the climate. I don't know. Yeah, it answers the question. It's my channel, my rules. It answers the question. Just edit that out, Kira. No one cares. They just want to see the books. FaceTime. A book that you were recently gifted. I don't get gifted often that books, but I have a lovely, lovely friend, Amy, and we send each other books that we think we'll enjoy. As she sent me, at the same time, The 3 Plays by Sean O'Casey and The Haunting of Hill House. Now, firstly, I love that when you read Sean O'Casey's, that it's got all Craig Thompson's notes in. And he's underlined everything. He hasn't written in the margins, but he's underlined a few things. So when I'm reading, like, oh, it's a hopeless country. Like, reading this was great because I kind of had, like, his emphasis to it. So, yeah, that was great. I don't normally read plays, but Juno and the Paycock was fantastic. And then came The Haunted of Hill House, and I've mentioned this before in my previous video. It's the reason why I called my daughter Theodora, and I just have like a really strong connection to this book, and I really like indebted to Amy in a really odd way, because we wouldn't have chosen the name Theodora had it not been the fact that this book arrived through my mailbox at the right time. I honestly, Amy, if you're watching this, like, I just love that you sent this to me at like the perfect time. And I dropped this, so let's move on. Self-care. What's one thing you'd be doing to look after yourself? I've been cooking, and I'm just going to put this video on because this has pretty much been my life. Hey up lads, guess what I'm doing? I'm cooking a ham. Let's have a look how the ham is doing, because I'm cooking a ham. Look, Squint, cooking a ham. Hey, Squint. Cooking a ham. Boop-a-doop-boop. Look at my ham. It's better than your ham. It's better than your man. I got a ham. Ham. Lyrics, as always, in the description. Oh, I bloody make ham now. And then bonus, name a book coming out soon. So, when I went to university to study for my masters, I met this incredible man, Oscar Uyanik, and he's finally getting his book published by Fairlight Press, and I'm so happy for him. Honestly, I'll put a pre-order, like I'm not expecting any of you, because I know money's tight for people at this moment, but if you could do a pre-order, I know it would mean the absolute world to him, and I'm a little bit like his biggest fanboy at the moment, because I don't know anyone who's published a book like in my surrounding friends, so it's like a really exciting moment. So yeah, I'm really excited for that completely. It's gonna be great. As with any tag, you gotta tag people. So Kieran, remember, you gotta screenshot their faces, so it's like they get it, it's them. Right, marvelous. So I'm going to tag Jessica's Reading Ruminations. Thank you so much for the love that she sent in my comments. It really means a lot. Also the TBR Diaries, we've had a really good chat on her channel, and again she ignited my passion to get back into MK Jemison, so that only seems fair to pay it back. And then Fina Retty, you're great. I just love you. She comments on, again, all my videos. You have really good chat. Please do check her out. If you check out their channels, please just say hi or say Katie Book sent me. Not for like confirmation for myself, but it really helps the YouTube algorithm to push their channels out to new people. You know, myself, I do a lot of comments. One, because that's how I text, so I'm very awful at paragraphing, but each comment helps the algorithm and pushes their content out to new people, which is really what I want, because I think they deserve it. So thank you very much. Thank you, Grace, for technically tagging me. Evening campus, good day.